Would you... Are you right there? Are you right? Yes, I do love you. G'day campers, welcome back to 1010 Adventures, and first off, an apology. It's been about 6 weeks since we last uploaded any videos, or it will be by the time this I'll finish editing and upload this one. By way of explanation, life has happened, so I've been flat out busy with work. I just haven't had time to do anything. We haven't had the opportunity to go away since our last trip down at Kennet River. A couple of things that caused that. The van has been in getting a service. It's had its first service. We've done well over 1,000 k's with it now, so it needed that initial service to ensure that everything's getting along well, everything's settling in, suspension, brakes, etc. So yeah, between work and servicing, that actually took a while to get done. Demand for servicing, obviously, with the COVID lockdowns coming out around the country, people have been very keen to get their caravans serviced. So there was a bit of a wait. I think we had a 3 or 4 week wait before we could get it in, and then it was with them for about a week getting work done, whereas historically it's usually only been sort of a 1 day turnaround from what Advantage Caravans were telling me when I dropped it off. Now, other than that, I should say it's actually Boxing Day today. It's yesterday was Christmas Day, so merry belated Christmas to everyone that's watching. I hope you've had a good time celebrating with family and friends as best you can. Now that it seems that most of Australia is able to catch up with friends and family, unless of course you're in WA, nobody can visit you. So being Christmas, Santa has been very good to me this year. By Santa, I mean me. I've been spending more money than I should, but is what it is. So present number one, I'm sitting in it. This 3-seater couch that I'm in at the moment, it's an OzTrail 3-seater couch. We did actually buy 2 of these before our Kennet River trip, but due to the huge demands that we've been seeing with Australia Post and courier companies and package deliveries, only one of them arrived. The second one arrived not long after we got back, but I did think I'd talk about it while I'm here. These 3-seater couches have been great. This is actually the second time I've recorded this. The first time I recorded it, I didn't have my microphone on, so all you could hear was wind noise. And I actually had both the dogs up here with me, cuddling up. We've had a bit of sun intermittently between times, so they've been lying in the sun rather than cuddling up with me. But it is great. The girls can cuddle up with us very easily. Having 2 of them, even better. One of us can have one of the dogs each, or one of us can have both of them. The other one can actually lie down. I'm 177 centimeters tall, and I can lie down, not flat out, but reasonably comfortably on these couches. They're actually really comfy. Downside, they do take up a bit of room, so depending on what sort of setup you've got, family dynamic, etc., they may not be ideal for you. They do come in a 2-seater as well. I'll see if I can put some links below. We actually got these through Costco, and I don't know if they're still selling them. They didn't have any in the Costco near us. I actually had to mail order them, hence the delays. But they are available through quite a few outlets. Snowy's Outdoors, I think Anaconda sell OzTrail. There's quite a few companies that sell them. And just give me a moment. I'm just going to untangle my dogs who have just gotten tangled up. Okay, well, I'm back, and as you would have just seen. We had an alternative presenter for a moment there. So that's the end of the couches. As you can see, the dogs do like them. Present number 2, air compressor. Mentioned in a previous video, I wanted to get one. I was looking at a couple of options for fixed or inbuilt compressors. Hasn't really been the option I wanted. You're gonna have to get your head down, come back under the table, you doofus. Problem with these couches, they both want to be on there at the same time. Anyway, air compressors. Mentioned in a previous video, I did want a fixed air compressor in the car. I haven't done that, and there's a couple of reasons for it. One of the main reasons is costs. We're talking for the ARB one that we were looking at, including installation. Yes, I know. Yes, it was very expensive. It was going to be about $1,400, which, look, frankly, we spent a lot of money on the car, spent a lot of money on the van. It would be nice if there's some revenue coming out of the YouTube stuff. We don't have anywhere near enough subscribers for that. So speaking of which, if you're liking this, please subscribe. But we bought this. So this is the Dune 75l model. A couple of reasons I bought this one. There's quite a few available. I bought this one through Anaconda. I actually think Dune are an Anaconda specific brand. I could be incorrect. I'll put you somewhere here-ish if I'm correct or not. But there were a couple of options I could have gone with, but the reason I went with this one is that it has a pressure regulator on it where you can preset a PSI volume, PSI pressure level, and connect your hose and you're done. It will pre-fill your tyre to that point. You don't have to sit there holding it, watching it. It'll just do it. So we're actually going to test that in a second. I'm going to set this up and see how all that works. I'm going to flatten one of my tyres and see how long this takes to pump it up from flat. I do have my spare, so if this thing fails, if this thing falls over spectacularly, I can put my spare on. I've had a bit of a read of the manual, and it's pretty much, it's about as simple as it gets. Just know what pressure you want, set it, plug it in, walk away. But I thought I'd just do a bit of a quick unboxing for you, show you what's in the box. If I can open it from here. Upon opening the box, comes in its own little carry bag. Just close that up. Clip seal. It's very, very windy today. I hope the mic's coming through clearly. It certainly didn't the last time because it was the device rather than my lapel mic, and no, all you could hear was wind. So, all right. Before we open the main one, let's open the front pouch. So it's two compartment carry bag. It's reasonably compact. It's not super heavy. So pocket number one, first thing we get is our air hose. This isn't super long. Are you interested, are you, sweetness? Yes. Alright. So it's not super long, and I have a funny feeling that's going to be to do with the way the pressure regulator works on this. I could be wrong. If anybody knows anything about air compressors, because I know nothing. If you know anything about air compressors, let me know in the comments below if I'm on the money or if I'm, like usual, a complete idiot. But I'm pretty sure it's set to that length from a pressure perspective, because this thing, when I take it out of its bag, it does have quite a large, quite a lengthy power cable rather than a lengthy hose. It could be a weight thing, could be a size thing, I could be completely wrong. But it does have a very, very long power cable. And I'm actually reasonably confident that's even when we're hooked up, I'll be able to reach both sides both sides of the van while this is hooked up to the battery on the under the bonnet of the car. I guess if it works well, theoretically I could permanently mount this into the car. I'm sure it'd work, but I don't know if that's necessarily what I want to do. But either way, that's the unit itself. So over here we've got the pressure regulator, pressure sensor. You set this to your PSI, plug it in, let it go. We'll do a bit more of a, oof, that wind is picking up. We'll do a bit of a test on that in a second. A couple of nice little things with this. It does have a little bit of play on the rubber feet, so it does a little bit, that just kicking up dust and things while it's if you've got it on the ground. Bought this through Anaconda, not a sponsor. Retail, I think these well, through Anaconda, and as I said, I'm pretty sure Dune are an Anaconda brand. The standard price for this is around about $199. If you're an Anaconda Club member, that price comes down to $129, or at least that's what I paid for it. I'll put a link in the description below for this particular unit. There's two models. There's a 75 litre, which is this one. There is also a smaller 50 litre version, which has the same PSI inflator on it, but it's not really designed for four-wheel drive tyres. This will do, I think up to 33s. I've got, I think mine are classified as 31.5s or something strange like that, but should do my tyres with no issues. It'll the 50 litre, you could do it potentially, but it's probably going to take you a while, the unit itself, to get through four tyres if you're off-road doing them all at the same time. This isn't a this doesn't have that rating for permanent use. It does need time to cool down if it gets overheated, so it's not going to be it's not like some of the dual pump ones, but look, for something I'm just going to be keeping in the car for the moment as an option. It should be okay, but we'll test that in a second, and if it's no good, well, I'm not getting paid for this. I paid retail for it. Anaconda aren't a sponsor, unless Anaconda if you'd like to. So yeah, if this is garbage, I will absolutely let you know it's garbage. But you'll be able to see for yourself, because we're going to go and test that now. The unit's already made a bit of a liar out of me. The power cable isn't as long as I thought it was. It's pretty much only just able to reach halfway down the car, partly because this car is quite tall. But yeah, it hasn't gone anywhere near as far as I thought it would. Issue number two, because I knew I was going to be doing this video, so the normal person brings along a tyre deflator and pressure gauge. I'm an idiot, so stick. That's how I'm going to let the tyre down. So wish me luck, because this could take a while. One thing with the regulator covers, don't stick them in your mouth. Apparently dogs like to pee on them. Well, tyres anyway. Next step, I guess, is to plug it in and see how it goes. Now, I've set it to 38 PSI. I'm just going to adjust my other camera so that we can see the PSI read. Hopefully it'll be visible. It's been overcast all day. Now that I'm on this side of the car, the sun's decided to shine, and the LED light might not be that bright. I've set it to 38 PSI, just in case it's a little under on the reading, but I'll set my other rear tyre to the same pressure after we've done this one. One thing I'm not sure whether or not it'll do is actually deflate the tyre if it goes over. So it's going to be an interesting test. Let's just set the other camera up and we'll plug it in and kick it off. All right, I'm going to hit the start button and we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure if my video editor can do it. I don't use Adobe Photoshop or any of those fancy tools. I do have a timer feature in the editor that I use, so if I can, I'll put a timer on this so that we can get an idea of how long this takes. We'll see how that goes. Well, I guess the good news, it's loud and it sounds like it's working, so we'll see how we go. You'll see there's a green light on at the moment, tells us that it's running. We've also got a gauge showing the pressure building up. That light that's out at the moment above the number 1, if that lights up in red, that means we've overheated and it's going to shut down. But we'll see how we go. Well, it was alright. I reckon that probably from near flat took probably about 5 minutes. I'm completely guessing at this point, but as I said, I'll see if I can put a timer on the video. I'll know anyway, so when I'm editing, so worst case I'll put a time now for exactly how long that took. But all in all, I'm actually reasonably impressed that that didn't seem to struggle at all. It did all right. So I'm not going to go around and do my other back tyre to make sure they're both the same pressure. I have a funny feeling I've actually underinflated. So just looking at it, I think it's slightly lower than the other tyre, but I'll go and see what comes up. And meanwhile, back to where we were before. Okay, so well, you'll know more about that than I will at this point, but we'll see. We'll see how that went. Hopefully that was all good. So that's about it for presents and issues at the moment. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe below. We're at time of recording, I think I've got 196 subscribers, which is far more than I ever thought I'd get. So for those that have subscribed, thank you. We really do appreciate it. It does give me the confidence to keep doing these videos. But yeah, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you can. Otherwise, comment below if you've got any questions or any other information you'd like to know. As I said, we're in the Yarra Valley for the next couple of days, so hopefully there'll be some more footage coming and a couple more episodes. But we'll see how we go. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.